Hello everyone, I welcome you all to CSC Core Concepts in the series of Foundations of Compiler Construction. In my earlier videos, we have discussed about the recursive descent parser, about its working, and also we have solved one example. And in this video, we are going to solve one more example of the recursive descent parser. So let us get started with this simple with the grammar. So the grammar says here we have how many non-terminals? Let us see. We have the first rule is E takes the form T E prime. E prime is plus T E prime or epsilon. T is F T prime. T prime is star F T prime or epsilon. And F takes the form of E or identifier. So ID can be any identifier or a number. So as our recursive descent parser rule says that we have to construct a function for each non-terminal. So how many non-terminals we have here? That is E, then E prime, then T, F and T prime. Okay, so these are our non-terminals. So let us get started, and of course F, yeah. So let us get started with the first non-terminal, that is E. So what does this first rule says that you are going to call the function for t and followed by e prime. So let us construct the function for t and e prime. So e prime says that here this is e prime, right? So this for the second one we are constructing. So if your look ahead is equals to plus, you try to match plus. Then you are giving a call to the t function, okay, t recursively. So here we are going to call t, and then we are going to recursively call e prime, okay. If it is not working, then we will go for epsilon. So if this look ahead is not equal to plus, then we go to the else part, which is our epsilon, and that means we return to the calling function. Now let us construct for t. So t is here you can see t is nothing but your f and t prime. So you are giving a call to f and t prime. So let us write down t prime here according to this rule. We say t prime is star f t prime or epsilon. So when you have this star, you say if your look ahead is star, you try to match star, then you give a call to f and t prime, and it takes two rules, that is otherwise it is epsilon. So if your look ahead is not star, you go to the else part and you return. And for the function f we have, let's see, f can be e or identifier. Now if you notice here, this e here is in these brackets. So these brackets are also your terminals. So your look ahead should match for the first opening bracket. Then it is going to call the e function, and then it will match the closing bracket. If it does not happen, okay, the function is grammar says e or id. So here if it does not match, if your look ahead does not match, then you are going to the else part. You will check if it is a ID or a number. If it is, you try to match, and if you do not have either any one of them, you have a error. So these are the functions which are related to our non-terminals. So we have written all the functions. You have E, you have E prime, you have T, you have T prime and F function. Now we have to write down the match function. So what does match says? Match takes an argument as the character which you will pass from the calling function. If you look ahead and that character match, you are going to fetch the next character from the input string. Otherwise, you have an error. And of course, call the main function. You start with the start symbol, that is E, and you go on pursuing this until you encounter a dollar. So what does dollar means? It represents the end of the string. So in between, if you do not encounter any error condition and you reach till the dollar symbol, that means your parsing has been successfully done. Let us take one string and try to understand how the working will take place, and simultaneously we can draw the parse tree. So the string is id plus id into id, right? So what will be my first look ahead? Look ahead symbol will be my id, sorry. So look, this will end with a dollar sign which indicates the end of the string. So look ahead is my id. So let us go to the main function where look ahead is id. In main, we are giving a call to the start symbol, that is E. So let's go to E function. Yes, here it is E function. Here in E function, the first thing what we are doing is giving a call to T. So let us go to the calling T function. So in T function, we are giving a call to F. So please, we can keep a track of what are the functions we are being called. So here we started with our E function. From E we got a call to T. From T we got a call to F. And now when we are in F, let us check. So what is your look ahead right now? It is opening bracket? No, it is not your opening. It is not your opening bracket. So go to the else if part. Look ahead is id. Yes, our look ahead is id. So we will try to match look ahead. Go to the match function. So in the match function here the argument is id. So if id and look ahead is id, the argument is id character. Yes, they match. So you fetch the next character from the string. So go to the next character, that is plus, right? Now here we can draw the parse tree. We started with E, symbol E, as I told you. From the symbol E, we went to T. From T, we went to F, right? So here let us follow this path. So from T, we started to T, E. Then we called F, and in F we encountered ID, right? This is done. So now let us go here. Now our next symbol is look ahead is plus. So let us go to function plus. Now here in this case, our match function, which has got the next character, match will return to the calling function, that is F, right? Here this F function will return to T, right? Now in T function, after F we are giving a call to T prime. So let's go to T prime where our look ahead is right now plus, right? So if your look ahead is equals to star, is it star? No. Go to the else part and you return to the calling function, that is function T. Now in T function, after T prime nothing is there. So T will be going to its calling function. So T's calling function was E. So we go to the next line of code, that is giving a call to E prime. So when you give a call to E prime, you can see check look ahead is plus. Yes, our look ahead is plus. So we try to match the look ahead. So let's go to the match function. Here our argument is plus, look ahead is plus, this is plus. Yes, they matched. Fetch the next character. So the next character fetching will be again ID. So if you come back to this parse tree, from this ID we came here, right? We have visited E prime. We have now given a call to E prime. Now in E prime our plus has matched, right? So when our plus has matched, our now look ahead is the next ID. Okay, so let us go back. Match will go back to the calling function. Who was the calling function of match this time? It was E prime. After this match function, we are giving a call to T. So our look ahead is now again ID, right? So we are giving a call to T. Let's go to the T function. So in T function, we give a call to F, right? So again where we are in E prime. Okay, so from E prime we got a call to T, and from there we have given a call to F. So let's come over here for the tree. So E prime we matched plus, then we gave a call to T. From T we gave a call to F, right? So now let's see in F, we check look ahead is open bracket, no. Look ahead is ID, yes. So match your look ahead. So let's go to the match function. Look ahead is ID, C is ID, yes. Get the next character. So your next character is your star, right? So this ID has been matched. So now let's go to the calling function. Match was called by whom? F, right? F was called by whom? T function. So now come to the next line, that is calling T prime. So in T prime, if your look ahead is star, match star, right? So let's again go to the match function. Try to match star. Look ahead is star. C is star. Yes, get the next character. So you can see here, from here in T function, right? Here this was the T function. So from T function, we are now in T prime. So we are now in T prime, where we have matched star, right? We have already matched star, and after matching star, we are calling F function. So go to the F function. Okay, after matching star, our next look ahead is ID. So is it open bracket? No. Is it ID number? Yes. So again go to look ahead. Match. Match is again ID. Yes. Fetch the next character. Next character is now our dollar, right? Because we have ID into ID. So a star has been matched, our ID has been remaining, that is also matched by the calling function. Match will come here, then you return, F function will return here. Now again you are giving a call to T prime recursively. So when you go here, you ask look ahead is star. No, now look ahead is no more star, right? So your look ahead is now ID. So you go to the else part and you return T prime here. When you return T prime here, this is end of your T function. Go back to your calling T function. T function has been called from here, right? So it is done. Now you go to the next line, that is calling your E prime again. So when you call your E prime again, what are you doing? Here again you are calling it recursively. So you try to match plus. Is it? No. Your look ahead is not plus. So you return, right? So you return E prime will return here. Our look ahead was a dollar, which has done everything. So now we are going back to our calling function of E, that is our main. So in main we say look ahead is a dollar. So dollar means your string has been parsed successfully. So this string is also created. So you can see wherever you encounter an else part return, you can add this epsilon, right? Because you are using that rule. So what did we do? First of all, from E we started. From E we jumped to the function T. From T we jumped to the function F, and where we matched ID. Then from T function, the next thing called was T dash, T prime. So done. Now here you can go for E prime. E prime, so we first matched ID, this ID, right? And then we had given a call to T function. From this T function, we gave a call to F function where we matched the ID, and from this T prime was called. From this T prime, you can have matched this star symbol, then fetched the next ID, F. F has been given as ID, and from this E prime, you simply return by epsilon. So this is how you generate your parse tree using a recursive descent parser. In case you understood, please write to me in the comment section. And in my upcoming videos, we are going to start with other top-down parsers. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to CSC Core Concepts. Thank you.